Being able to hear other people's thoughts really was a good thing. At the very least, whenever someone wanted to hurt me, I'd know in advance. Soon enough, it was time for the gift ceremony. The attendants brought out 2 boxes containing the Zillman family's inherited black rose necklace and white rose necklace. According to tradition, Donna Zillman would personally put them on us. I straightened my back and walked toward Donna Zillman while hearing Amelia count down in her mind. 3, 2, 1, now's the time. The instant Amelia suddenly stretched out her foot to step on my wedding dress, I lightly lifted my skirt and bent down to bow to Donna Zillman, and Amelia ended up stepping hard on her own dress instead. Rip! The sound of fabric tearing echoed throughout the entire banquet hall. Her wedding dress split open at the waist, exposing her underwear and the obscene finger marks near the tops of her thighs. The crowd instantly erupted. Noah hurried over to shield her while awkwardly trying to smooth things over. Sorry. We got a little carried away this morning. However, in his thoughts, he was saying, what an idiot. You've completely embarrassed me. Donna Zillman flew into a rage and hurled the white rose necklace at them. Useless. Can't you even stand properly? Are you really so shameless that you had to create this kind of scandal on your wedding day? Donna Zillman, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. Amelia hurriedly clutched her torn dress and apologized, her voice trembling, though her eyes were filled with resentment. In the end, Donna Zillman personally put the necklace only on me. The moment the sparkling diamonds rested against my collarbone, I knew. This round belonged to me. Because Amelia had completely embarrassed herself, the wedding ended in a hurry. From beginning to end, Donna Zillman never gave her a pleasant look. However, whenever her gaze turned toward me, her eyes were filled with approval. She even took my hand and patted it gently. Jane, tonight I'll make sure Marcus comes back to accompany you. You mustn't be wronged. After leaving the banquet hall, Amelia and I ran into each other in the back garden. She deliberately tilted her neck, making sure I could see the marks on her skin. Jane, Noah is really amazing. Even if I didn't get the necklace today, I'll still get pregnant with a Zillman family heir very soon. In her mind, she said, damn it, that hurts so much. Why didn't this bitch tell me Noah hits people while doing that? Amelia had made pregnancy sound far too simple. Noah was a playboy. He drank and smoked constantly, and he had plenty of bad habits. Long ago, he had already ruined his health. In our previous life, Amelia saw how easily I became pregnant and naturally assumed she could do the same. What she didn't know was how much medicine I had taken in order to get pregnant through IVF. These past 2 days, she had been bragging about having a body that conceived easily and kept dragging Noah into bed over and over again. Even Noah believed her. I really wondered what he would do once he realized Amelia wouldn't get pregnant anytime soon. My calm expression only looked like provocation in Amelia's eyes. She rolled her eyes and turned to leave. Whatever. You wouldn't understand anyway. Either way, you're the one stuck married to that impotent bastard Marcus. Jane, I'm definitely going to win this time. That same night, Marcus really did come back. As he pushed open the door, one hand reached up to loosen his tie. There was obvious exhaustion between his brows. I quickly stood up and went over to take his coat. You're back. You've worked hard. In our previous life, I had heard from the servants that Marcus never returned on his wedding night. Amelia had guarded an empty bed all night and became a joke to everyone. The next day, she ran to complain to Donna Zillman, only to get scolded instead. Donna Zillman said she was incompetent and incapable of keeping a man's heart. Marcus looked at me and spoke in a calm voice. Miss Jane, I know you had no choice but to choose me. If you don't want to get pregnant, I won't force you. I froze instantly. Why was Marcus acting differently from our previous life? Subconsciously, I turned around only to accidentally crash into his chest. The scent of cedarwood mixed with leather surrounded me, cold and clean. I quickly looked up at him and spoke seriously, word by word. Marcus, I chose you willingly. I'll take responsibility as your wife. We're family now and I hope we can get along well. A slight ripple passed through his eyes. All right, I'll be a good husband too, but there's a secret I need to tell you. He lowered his head and whispered something into my ear, causing my eyes to widen slowly in shock. His breath brushed against my ear as he spoke quietly. I'm not impotent. For a moment, I thought I had misheard him. What? Marcus stepped back slightly, his expression as calm as ever. The rumors were spread by me. I stared at him in disbelief. You did it yourself? He nodded. The Zillman family is too complicated. Too many people are interested in my position, my money, and what I can give them. An incapable man is less threatening than a capable one. My mind raced. In my previous life, Amelia had mocked Marcus countless times. Noah and the others treated him like a joke. Yet not once had Marcus tried to defend himself. Because he never needed to. The joke had been his shield all along. As I was processing everything, another thought drifted into my ears. She's adorable when she's shocked. I froze. Wait. That wasn't Marcus speaking. It was Marcus thinking. My eyes widened. Ever since my rebirth, I'd been hearing everyone's thoughts clearly. But Marcus was different. His thoughts were usually silent. Almost as if he instinctively kept them hidden. Yet just now, I had heard him. Marcus noticed my strange expression. What is it? Nothing. I quickly shook my head. But inside, my heart was beating wildly. Because that single thought carried no disgust, no calculation, no contempt. Just genuine affection. Something I had never experienced in my previous life. Over the following weeks, life settled into an unexpected peace. Marcus treated me with respect. Every morning breakfast would already be prepared. Every evening he would ask about my day. He never forced me to attend social events I disliked. Whenever Donna Zillman criticized the servants, Marcus would quietly protect them. The more I watched him, the more I realized how different he was from Noah. Noah was loud. Marcus was dependable. Noah demanded attention. Marcus simply handled problems before anyone noticed them. Meanwhile, Amelia's life was becoming increasingly miserable. At first she remained confident. Every family gathering she would deliberately place a hand on her stomach. Perhaps there will be good news soon. In her thoughts, however, panic was growing. Why hasn't it happened yet? A month. 2 months. 3 months. What's going on? Noah's patience was wearing thin as well. Donna Zillman wanted an heir. Every time she asked about grandchildren, Amelia's face became paler. Then came the final blow. One afternoon, Amelia secretly visited a fertility clinic. Unfortunately for her, Noah found the report. The doctor hadn't found anything wrong with Amelia. The problem was Noah. When Noah read the results, his face turned green. Impossible. He ripped the papers apart. But facts remained facts. Years of drinking, smoking, and reckless living had damaged his health far more than anyone knew. That evening, the entire family exploded. Donna Zillman learned the truth. Instead of blaming Amelia, she turned on Noah. You useless fool. The vase she threw narrowly missed his head. You spent years fooling around instead of taking care of yourself, and now you've embarrassed the entire family. For the first time, Amelia heard Donna Zillman defending someone other than a Zillman son. And she completely broke. In her previous life, she had believed my happiness came from luck. Now she finally understood. I had suffered. I had endured countless injections, treatments, and sleepless nights just to have a child. Everything she envied had come at a price she never saw. Standing outside the study, I heard her thoughts clearly. I was wrong. I chose the wrong man. I stole the wrong life. But by then, it was too late. One evening, months later, Marcus and I sat together in the garden. The roses were blooming. The sunset painted the sky gold. Marcus reached over and gently took my hand. Jane. If you had another chance to choose, would you still choose me? I looked at him. At the man who had quietly stood beside me while everyone else chased appearances. The man who never once betrayed me. The man whose thoughts had become warmer every day. I smiled. Yes. His fingers tightened around mine. Good. Why? For the first time, Marcus actually laughed. Because hidden beneath that calm expression, I suddenly heard the loudest thought I had ever heard from him. Because I've loved you since our first life. I stopped breathing. Marcus looked away slightly, the tips of his ears turning red. And at that moment, I realized something. Rebirth hadn't been my reward. Hearing thoughts wasn't my reward. The greatest gift fate had given me was the chance to find the person who had loved me all along, and finally love him back. As for Amelia and Noah? One spent her days drowning in regret. The other lost Donna Zillman's trust and much of his influence within the family. They remained trapped together, constantly blaming each other for their failures. While Marcus and I moved forward. This time, without jealousy. Without betrayal. And without ever looking back. A year later, the difference between our lives had become impossible to ignore. I was sitting beside Marcus at the Zillman family's annual banquet when Donna Zillman suddenly announced some news. Today, I have 2 announcements. The room immediately fell silent. Donna's gaze landed on me first. A rare smile appeared on her face. First, Jane is expecting. The entire hall erupted into applause. Marcus instinctively wrapped an arm around my waist. The moment I looked up, I caught one of his thoughts. Don't stand too long. Your feet will hurt. I almost laughed. Even now, that man worried about the smallest things. Donna continued. And second? Her expression became cold. Starting today, Noah Zillman will no longer oversee the company's Eastern Division. The applause died instantly. Noah shot to his feet. What? Donna slammed her cane against the floor. Sit down. Noah's face turned white. Over the past year, his mistakes had piled up one after another. Drunken scandals. Failed investments. Missing company funds. Every problem had been quietly covered up by the family. Until there was nothing left to cover. Meanwhile, Marcus had expanded the company's profits to record levels. The comparison was brutal. Noah's thoughts practically screamed. This should have been mine. Everything should have been mine. Unfortunately for him, reality didn't care. Donna looked at him with complete disappointment. You've wasted enough opportunities. For the first time, Noah looked genuinely afraid. Because he finally realized something. The family's future successor had never been him. It was Marcus. And everyone in the room knew it. Beside him, Amelia looked even worse. The expensive dresses were gone. The confidence was gone. Even the arrogance she once carried had disappeared. Months earlier, Noah had discovered she had secretly opened multiple credit accounts in his name to maintain her luxurious lifestyle. The resulting scandal had nearly become public. Only the Zillman family's influence had buried it. Since then, their marriage had become a battlefield. Every day was an argument. Every night was a fight. Noah blamed Amelia for ruining his reputation. Amelia blamed Noah for ruining her future. Neither accepted responsibility. After the banquet ended, I stepped onto the terrace for fresh air. A familiar voice stopped me. Jane. I turned around. Amelia stood there. For a moment, neither of us spoke. She looked years older than she should have. The bitterness in her eyes had finally faded. Only exhaustion remained. You won. I raised an eyebrow. This wasn't a competition. She laughed bitterly. It always was for me. Her eyes grew red. I spent my whole life chasing what belonged to other people. I said nothing. Because it was true. She had wanted my marriage. My future. My life. And in trying to steal everything, she had destroyed herself. Tears slipped down her face. Do you know what hurts most? I remained silent. She laughed through her tears. Marcus always looked at you the way Noah used to look at me. I froze. Amelia lowered her head. The difference is that Marcus never stopped. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then she whispered. I think this is my punishment. After that night, Amelia filed for divorce. The Zillman family didn't stop her. Noah didn't stop her. Nobody cared enough to. Once the divorce was finalized, her family refused to support her. Her old friends disappeared. The wealthy social circle she had worked so hard to enter immediately abandoned her. Without money. Without status. Without connections. She became exactly what she had always feared being. Ordinary. As for Noah, his ending wasn't much better. After losing most of his authority within the company, he tried to challenge Marcus repeatedly. Each attempt failed. Each failure made him look more ridiculous. Eventually, even the board stopped taking him seriously. He became a Zillman in name only. Rich enough to survive. Powerless enough to be forgotten. Years later, Marcus officially became head of the family. On the day of the succession ceremony, I stood beside him holding our daughter's hand. The little girl looked up and asked, Mommy, who are those people? I followed her gaze. Across the street stood Noah and Amelia. Older. Tired. Strangers. Watching from a distance. I looked away first. They're nobody important. Our daughter nodded and immediately lost interest. Then she ran toward Marcus. Daddy. Marcus lifted her into his arms. His face softened instantly. Watching them together, I suddenly heard a familiar thought. The same one he had carried for years. I'm glad she chose me. I smiled. This time, there was no jealousy. No regret. No second life waiting to be lived differently. Because the people who had tried to steal my happiness had lost everything. And the people who truly deserved happiness had finally found it.